Hey guys, Adam here, and welcome back to my channel. So we are on day 3 of freezing cold and rainy weather. So I haven't done any throwing or lifting, of course, we're still in lockdown. But I thought it'd be a good day to do a grind video, sort of a nutritional topic. We all know how important vitamin C is to our health. And of course, these days it's easily available in stores, fruits and vegetables, and of course, supplements. But with the price of produce these days, what if I were to tell you that there's an excellent vitamin C source that you may have in your backyard or in your neighborhood that is completely free and accessible year-round? So I'm here in my backyard, and I'm coming up on a tree. This is the eastern white pine tree. And how you can tell that it's the eastern white pine tree is because it has these distinct bundles of needles, and they come in groups of 5. Now there are lots of pine trees, but the eastern pine tree is the only one that has distinct bundles of 5. The red pine and the yellow pine are similar, but they come in bundles of 2 to 3. Of course, there's other pine trees that you can use, but be careful when you're foraging. Certain trees and plants can be poisonous and cause some, definite gastrointestinal discomfort. So be careful when you're foraging. So I'll grab a goodly amount of needles here and head back to the kitchen. And while I'm heading back, how about you hit that subscribe button? All right, so we're back in the kitchen and we've got our pine needles. And you want to make sure that you have nice bluish green pine needles, not old brown ones. Make sure that they're not on the branches anymore. Make sure you pick them off. It's okay to have them still on the little bundle, but no branches. All right, so there's lots of ways to make pine needle tea, and I'll show you how I make it. And so I like to put the needles down on a little cutting board here, and I cut them up a little bit. I can tell you right now that it smells like Christmas in here. So there's actual great evidence that pine needles per gram have 3 to 5 times more vitamin C than an orange or a lemon. And there's historical data that Jacques Cartier, when his crew came down with scurvy, that it was the Iroquois, the First Nations here in Canada, that gave them pine needle tea, or what he called the tree of life. So there's no real evidence that it was the eastern pine, but the tree of life, from what the evidence does show, is that it was probably a conifer tree or an evergreen, and most likely the eastern pine. All right, so we got them all chopped up here a little bit, and again, they smell great. So we're gonna come over here to the pot, and we're just gonna put them, so we're gonna start the water, we're gonna boil the water. All right, so the water's almost boiled, and I just want to give a little background on me and foraging. So last year during the lockdown, there wasn't much to do, and the price of produce, and you couldn't find vitamin C and that kind of stuff in the stores. Everything was going off the shelves. The price of produce was going through the roof, and I had always had an interest in foraging, but had never done it. So this gave me the chance to do it. And of course I started off with dandelions and then moved into other stuff. So the first time I tried pine needle tea was about a year ago. And in addition to vitamin C, it's also an excellent source of vitamin A, which we know is important for skin, teeth, hair. It's also an excellent source of antioxidants. It can also be used as a cough syrup to help with sore throats or chest congestion. So this tea is excellent for a lot of different things, and it's also good to have at night just to relax before bed. And it tastes great. It's very mild. It's almost like a green tea as far as mildness goes. Okay, so the water has boiled, and what I do is I add the pine needles right to the boiling water, and then I take it off the stove. So I let mine steep for about 10 minutes. I know there's other recipes that say that you can boil it for up to 20 minutes, but I don't boil it because I think if you boil it, you're going to probably destroy the vitamin C and all the other proteins that are in that, because it does have amino acids in there, arginine, proline, and I think if you boiled that, it would destroy all of those nutrients. So I take it off the stove, I let it steep for about 10 minutes, and then I strain it. So while it's steeping, I like to stir it around just to help get everything out of the needles. Push it against the side. You can see that the color of the water is starting to change, turn a little bit. It gets kind of a light yellowish green tinge to it after it's ready. Okay, so this has been in the pot now for 15 minutes. So I left it for 15, and you can see that the needles have lost a lot of their color, and it is ready to be strained out. So I just scoop out the needles, and I'll put them in the sink here for now. I'm sure my wife, who's filming, is not liking this, but I'll get them out, promise. All right, so most of the needles are out, and the next thing, all I do is I just strain it through a coffee filter. And I wish I had a type 4, but this is not quite the perfect one to use, but so we'll let that strain through, and I keep adding until it's got enough for a full cup. So it's done straining, and you can see that it does have kind of a light green tea look to it. It's definitely cloudy, and this can be drank now just as is, or you can leave it overnight and have it cold, which is also great. And of course, you don't have to worry about scurvy like Jacques Cartier did in the 1500s. So if you want to add a little bit of lemon and honey to it, it makes it all that much better. So we'll add a little bit of honey to this thing here. Not a lot, maybe half a teaspoon. A little shot of lemon juice. And that is it. And like I said, it's a great tea. And so if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to spending $10 or $20 on vitamin C supplements, or spending a fortune on produce these days, then give pine needle tea a try, or just pine tea, and let me know what you think. If you like that video, leave me some comments, some feedback. Hit that like on this video, and please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, good hunting. So before I go, I want to wish all the moms out there happy Mother's Day, and cheers. Excellent.